Welcome to Envisioned Broadcasting. Envisioned Broadcasting, the station designed to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success. An affiliate of Direct Impact Broadcasting and Creative Broadcasting, presenting the EmPower Hour with Jaresha, a show that shares the stories behind the journeys of leaders, influencers, and motivators. The EmPower Hour with Jaresha begins now.
Welcome to EmPower Hour with Jaresha. I am your host, Jaresha Moore. A little bit about myself. I am a best-selling author with over 18 years of combined experience in education, finance, healthcare, business management, and development, and sales. Owner and founder of EmPower on Purpose, LLC, where we provide leadership training and personal professional coaching and consulting services. Certified coach, speaker, and trainer with the John Maxwell team, and owner of Envisioned Broadcasting radio station. So tonight's empowerment quote is, your greatest risk is in thinking too small. Think big. Life is too short to think small. The author is unknown. This quote is absolutely everything. So when the year started, I said, this is the year for growth and success. This is the year to reset and restart. This is the year to transform yourself, get to know yourself, and dream bigger and do bigger than you ever have. This is the year to think big and grow bigger. And then COVID-19 happened and literally rocked, twisted, and turned our whole world upside down and inside out. Some of us allow fear to stop us from doing any and everything, and most certainly, some of us allow fear to stop us from dreaming or thinking big, and it just didn't seem like the best thing to do. Some of our dreams turned into worry, doubt, and fear. Others looked at this crisis as a challenge, but yet an opportunity to see the blessing and get stronger and grow and work on some of their dreams. Right now, I want to talk to both the fearful and the fearless. We hear this all the time. Life is too short. Life is too short to think small. Yet every day, we know we can do more, dream bigger, take action, and be a better version of ourselves. And yet we don't, because we think there is always tomorrow. As a matter of fact, how many times have you put off something tomorrow when you can do it today? How many times have you said, one day I will launch a business? One day I will write a book. One day I will start my podcast. One day I will do something different. But I ask you, what is wrong with today? What is stopping you from doing something today? Why do you keep making excuses for the things that you know you need to be doing? Why do you keep thinking that you have all this time to be, do, and have what you want in life? I say again, your greatest risk is in thinking too small. Think big. Life is too short to think small. If we didn't learn anything from this crisis, if I may add, that we are still very much in. So let's not get it twisted, because everything appears to be opening up outside. We should learn that we only get today and right now to do something different. So why wouldn't you think big? Why aren't you taking action on your dreams today? If you always have a I can do it later mindset, attitude, or behavior, you'll never be, do, or have what you want today, tomorrow, or the next day. I want to challenge each and every one of you that's listening to ask yourself this question every single morning. If today was the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? Let me repeat that, because some of you guys need to write this down. If today was the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whatever you come up with, I hope that you be the best person, the best version of yourself that you can be. You think big, you grow big, and do bigger. I hope that you allow your greatness to shine. So without further delay, My guest today is truly amazing, Lanisha Holland. Lanisha Holland is your favorite mompreneur and lifestyle coach for moms that are ready to start creating the life that they want and their children deserve. After years of being in corporate America and feeling chained to a desk, she decided working for someone else till old age was not the life for her. She became tired of putting all her time and energy into a company that could fire her at the drop of a dime. At the age of 30, Lanisha Holland began her journey to freedom, and at 33, she walked away from her 9-to-5 like a mom that bosses. She did this by turning her interest into streams of income. Lanisha has built a growing empire of e-commerce products and services through her various business ventures. She began with her love of natural skincare by creating a line of unrefined shea butter-based products to form her business, Happily Naturally Me. From that grew Get Healthy with Lanisha, which promotes fitness and her favorite health and wellness products. LH Travel plus Leisure has been the latest added to the empire out of her interest to see the world with her son. As a travel advisor, she helps others plan trips, events, and retreats. Lanisha Holland is a true mom that bosses and is on a mission to help as many other moms as possible create the life they want as well. She is doing this through her Mom That Boss community, which is dedicated to helping moms build up their mind, body, business, and bank accounts. Welcome, Lanisha. How are you? I'm so happy to have you on the show.
I am so happy to be here. I am absolutely amazing. I feel amazing. So I'm super excited. I hope that everyone is having an amazing evening or day, no matter where you're listening from. Yes, I am so ready.
Yes. So I just shared some of your amazing bio. Could you share a little bit more and, talk to us a little bit more about your journey and how you truly got started with, your business?
So I kind of fell into entrepreneurship. I knew that, I had this feeling that constantly working for somebody else was really not something that I wanted to do forever. So that was already boiling inside of me. And when I became a mom, my son had a really bad skin problem. The doctors kept giving him different things. We tried so many different products, medications, and it just was not working. His eczema was still there, and it was all over his body. I felt like such a horrible mom because I felt like there wasn't really anything that I could do because nothing was working, and his skin was so discolored. He was literally 2 different shades of brown, and I was just I have to do something. And me being the person I am, I'm they can't figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. So I started off making products for him to clear up his eczema problem, and then it just kind of grew from there because someone asked me, why are you not offering this to other people? Why are you not selling this? And I was you're absolutely right. I should be selling this. And then it just blossomed, and everything that I make was self-taught. I just figured it out. I taught myself how to make soap. I taught myself how to, play around with different types of ingredients and how to create. I really feel like I should have been some type of chemist or something like that. But and I love creating. Even as a kid, I loved creating things. So it just was a natural thing, and I was already starting to get into a different type of lifestyle with being more conscious of the things that I was eating. I will honestly say I'm not absolutely perfect. I do still eat bad things. I just try to eat them in moderation. So I was going through my natural hair journey. I went through the big chop. So it was just a natural progression with my business, Happily Naturally Me. And I call it my business baby because with businesses, I feel as though you have to give it a lot of time. You have to nurture it for it to be able to grow. And that's the same thing that you have to do with a child. So it was my very first business baby. And then it was I kind of got hooked. And I realized that in order for me to step away and no longer work for somebody else, I had to build multiple streams of income for myself. And so many people think that, okay, let me just put all of my eggs into one basket, into this job. And now there is absolutely nothing wrong with having a job, of course, but I come from the staffing industry, so I work with people every single day who were in jobs. They thought they were going to be there forever. This was it. And then they had their livelihood, their income ripped away from them. Like my company, probably about a year before I left, they ended up closing one of our locations, and it was like about 30 people that had worked there, and some of them had been there for more than 20 years. And you imagine that not being your first job and you've been someplace for 20 years, you're probably gearing up to retirement, or maybe you have kids that are in college or about to go to college, and now your income is taken away from you. Now you're kind of stuck, like, now I have to get back into the job market. Your livelihood has completely changed. So I know what that's like, and I try to preach to every single person that even if running a business is not for you, make sure that you are not putting all of your time, all of your energy into one income stream, all of your eggs into one basket. Even if you don't want to run a business, put money into things that can grow and that doesn't require you to actually really run it. You can invest in real estate. You can invest in the stock market. You can be a silent partner in something if you don't want to actually run the business, and you can just reap the benefits of the income that's coming in. But you have to diversify your income streams. Otherwise, you are giving you're putting your livelihood, your financial situation into the hands of someone else that can very easily take it away from you, but with the snap of their fingers, because they decided, we have to cut costs. At the end of the day, when it comes down to companies, it's their bottom line. So if they have to cut you to fix their bottom line, they're going to do that. It doesn't matter how long that you've been there. They have no loyalty to you. And so many people are loyal to these companies when at the end of the day, they probably could care less. Like, they will honestly replace you within like 2 to 3 weeks with somebody else who they're paying a lot less just so that they can save a couple of dollars. So I did not want that for myself. I wanted to put myself in a position where I was in control of my life, and somebody else wasn't dictating the amount of money that I had coming in, wasn't dictating how I spent my time. When you're working for someone else, that's what they do. They dictate your time. And I was spending the majority of my time in a place that was no longer serving me purpose except to collect a paycheck. It wasn't challenging. I wasn't getting anything out of it. I wasn't learning anything new that would be beneficial to my life. It was literally a job where I was collecting a paycheck to pay my mortgage, pay my son's private school tuition, and pay towards those massive amount of student loans that I have. So, and which I know a lot of people are in that same situation, but I just knew that that wasn't what I wanted, and I should have left my job way sooner, but I had this in my mind that I had to be there, that this was the way to do it. This was the way to get myself out of my situation, but it definitely wasn't. It was just excuses that I was telling myself instead of making a move. And once I stopped making the excuses, I started to get over my fear, and I started to bet on myself and realize that I could do this. It's not impossible. People do it all the time. Why can't I be one of those individuals that decides to take a leap of faith, go all in, and do something for myself? And that's basically what happened.
Yes, that is so good. You shared so many huge nuggets that I truly hope that the listeners, caught every last bit of it. Yes. So you shared, and some of the tips that you gave and some of the advice based off of your own story and journey. It is so inspirational, and it's going to be able to inspire that that man, that woman, that mother that, you know, may need to hear that. Because, you know, I can tell you that, you know, hands down, everything that you said, I was over here like, oh my gosh, yes, the multiple streams of income, not putting your eggs in one basket, how important that is. You know, if you don't have a business, that's fine, but invest. There are so many other, you know, options out there to be able to, you know, bring in, you know, more than one income. I definitely understand from the corporate world and how that's just how the corporate world, you know, works. And, you know, the unfortunate part is, you know, people lose their jobs, and especially with everything that's happening, so many people have lost their jobs, and now they're looking at it like, you know, I should have already, you know, started that business. I should have already, you know, invested. I should have already had some kind of income and not just depending on just one income. So you shared so many important nuggets, I just talk. No, it's amazing because it's definitely what you know, the listeners need to hear. Hands down, it's so important. So how would you say, because I know you definitely shared, you know, the businesses that you have, and, you know, of course, you being a business owner and stepping away from the corporate world, but how do you balance your time as the business owner and the mom?
So I had to realize that I had to be okay with not completing everything. And it's weird because I feel like, you know, granted, you know, I was working that 9 to 5 and I was still taking care of my mom responsibilities, and my son is involved in like all these different activities, things like that. You would think that me leaving my 9 to 5 and being in my entrepreneur world and being mom, I would essentially kind of have more time on my hands, but I don't. It's actually way harder for me to balance now than it was for me to balance before, because I feel like I have all of this time and I'm trying to fit all of these things in, but I'm still not accomplishing everything that I wanted to accomplish for the day. And I had to just be okay with that. And I know it's like I said, it sounds weird, but at the end of the day, you still have to get all your business stuff done. You still have to get all your mom responsibilities in, and you have to learn how to just prioritize and not beat yourself up over it. I make lists. My phone is my livelihood. I set reminders for everything. I say, Siri, add this to my calendar. Like my life is my phone. If I lost it, I mean, granted, everything is backed up on the cloud, but I probably wouldn't be able to function. I probably would be going insane because I write notes. When I read things, I take notes in my phone. When I come up with an idea, if I'm driving, I will add that note into my phone so I can go back and look at it. Everything I try to plan out as much stuff as I can, even though I may not get done everything, but also time blocking. Time blocking has helped me so much because during that time block, whatever I set, maybe I give myself an hour, whether I give myself 2 hours, that is what I'm focusing on, that task. I'm focusing on it. I'm not doing anything else. And I always try to get up really early before my son does. I've been doing that since he has been a baby, and that has seemed to help me drastically because I turned myself into a morning person. I typically get up like around 5:30 almost every single day. Even on the weekends, I probably get up around 5:30. Like, even if I don't set an alarm, my body will naturally start to wake up around 5:30 a.m. I know. It's like, why can't you just sleep in? Because I can't. I still will get up. And I will start working. And I'll answer my emails. I'll try to get a meditation in. A lot of times I will read. But I try to get done as much stuff as I can before my son even gets up. So that way I can give him what he needs.
That's so good. That's so good. That's so good. And I say that because, you know, from one business owner, of course, you know, to another, when you realize that it's okay, not to complete everything, as you mentioned, early on, when you realize that, it's just like, oh, like you can just take a breath, because you don't feel like, you're always going to have a to-do list. You're always going to have 50 million things to do. And, just being okay with completing 3 things on that list. And then saving the rest. And the time blocking it truly was a game changer, for me, and getting up early. I don't know if people kind of look at you like, why are you getting up at, because I get up at 4. And so it's like, why are you getting up so early? And yes, but it's when you know that you can get so much done, like you said, it's just, I would highly encourage anyone that's listening, if you have not tried to wake up early to get those things done, there's a reason why the millionaires, the billionaires of the world, the successful, are doing this. It truly helps. It truly, truly helps. And it makes a difference because, as you shared, you can get so many things knocked out, so many things off your list done, all before, your son gets up in the morning. So truly a game changer. Truly a game changer.
I know, because like 9, 10 o'clock will come around, and I'm like, oh, my God, my day is like almost over. And it's only like 9, 10 a.m. Like, where did my day go?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, I absolutely love it. I love it. So one of the things that you mentioned, of course, early on is that you help moms live their best lives. Can you tell us a little bit more about how you truly help moms live their best lives?
Yeah. So what I do is through my Moms That Boss community, there's different levels to it. Obviously, there's the open community. Everyone is welcome. I do have a couple of members in the group, like in my Facebook community, that are not moms, but it's really geared towards moms because I feel like we need a space to be able to talk about certain things that, not everybody is going to be able to relate to. So I work with moms within that community, and then there's also the Side Hustle Boot Camp, which falls underneath that. That is for moms who know that they want to kind of start making that transition into their entrepreneurial journey, and maybe they just don't know how to get started. They know that they want to start a business, but they don't know what kind of business they want to start, or maybe they've already started a business and it's still very brand new, and they need some guidance to help get things to the next level. So that is what the Side Hustle Boot Camp is geared towards individuals who want to build up their side hustle and turn it into their main hustle. And then there is, of course, the Moms That Boss Inner Circle. But the Moms That Boss community as a whole, we focus on building up the mind, body, business, and bank account, because those are the things that I started to change and work on to get myself to the point where I could leave my job. You have to be able to be in the right mindset to be able to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. You have to make sure that your body is together. And when I say body, I don't mean, okay, you have to be on a diet or anything like that. I'm talking about your overall health, because you need to be healthy to be able to go through this journey. There's going to be times where it's not going to be, all rainbows and flowers and everything's going to smell so nice. No, there's going to be times where you are stressed out. So you have to make sure that you are okay mentally and physically to be able to go through this journey. And then there is your business. Your business does not necessarily mean that you have a physical business. That means your life. Your life is your business, your household. How are you running it? And then, of course, your bank account. You have to build your bank account up because, you want to take this leap of faith. You want to exit from your job. Then you got to start, paying down that debt, building up your savings, because at the end of the day, if things are not going completely great with your business, you still got to pay your bills. And everyone asked me, did you have a whole bunch of money saved when you decided to quit your job? The answer was no. I did not have a whole bunch of money saved, but I did have some. And that definitely helped. But that is what I do. I help moms go through the things that they need to do to prepare themselves to exit that job that is no longer serving them any type of purpose.
Absolutely. And so I know that you mentioned, you talked about a little bit of the stresses from starting or having a business, and we both know, all too well how it can be challenging, stressful, and of course, as you mentioned, it's not always going to be rainbows and roses and all of that. How do you think those who want to start their own business can become less stressed in starting that endeavor?
Yeah, it really starts with your mindset, because there's going to be challenges, there's going to be setbacks, there's going to be walls that you have to break down, hurdles you have to jump over, and you might get knocked down a couple of times too. But if you are in the right mindset, those things are not going to defeat you. If you're in the right mindset, you're going to be able to bounce back so much faster than if you are surrounded by negative energy and you're letting that eat away at you. Energy attracts energy. So you want to make sure, and I know, I get it, life is not perfect, but you want to make sure that you are putting off as much positivity, positive energy as you possibly can to limit the negative energy that is being attracted into your life. And don't allow the bad things that you have no control over get you down to where you can't function. So the mindset is the key to everything. It's your foundation. So you have to build that up first before you try to tackle running a business. Because there are going to be people out there that tell you that you can't do it. There are going to be people out there that put their limiting beliefs on you. And you have to be strong enough to not listen. You have to be strong enough to walk away and keep your eye on the prize and go after what it is that you want. And eventually, those people will come around. They will, but they're not going to come around until you have proven to them that you are accomplishing what it is that you said that you wanted to get.
Absolutely. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. So speaking of accomplishments, what would you say has been the biggest accomplishment for you up to this point?
Whew, that is a big question. I feel like there's so much more that I want to accomplish. And, and I'm going to answer this based off of me being in my entrepreneur journey. It was really walking away from my job. That's really what it was, because there are so many people out there that wish they would have done or wish they could do what I've done, but they can. They just think that they can't. So that it was a lot for me to overcome to actually do that. Because I was afraid, when I said that I was going to leave my job and I actually put a date on it, even up until that moment before I resigned, before I called my boss, I was scared. I was like, Lanisha, do not chicken out. You got this. This is what you wanted. Now is the time. If you do not do this now, you are never going to do it. There is never going to be a perfect time for you to do this. You're always going to continue to make an excuse as to why you can't. You have to do it now, and you have to just be okay with betting on yourself. So that, I feel like, has been my biggest accomplishment so far. There's lots of things that I want to accomplish, goals that I have, and I'm working towards them. But that has been the biggest thing so far.
So then, what would you say has been the biggest challenge that you faced? And whether it's on a personal or within business, if you can share your biggest challenge.
So personally, my biggest challenge is dealing with my self-doubt. I don't know where it has come from. I'm still trying to figure that part out. When you have issues, the best thing that you can do is figure out why you have those issues, the underlying reason that they exist in your life. But I was actually having a conversation with someone not too long ago, and I was saying how I feel like I missed out on living so much because of the self-doubt that I had, the fear of others judging me. Even like looking back to my childhood, I'm like, there are so many things that I did not do that my friends had fun doing simply because I didn't believe in myself, or two, I was too afraid to have other people judge me and make fun of me because maybe I was going to do it wrong, and I just didn't want to be silly. Like, I wish I would have overcame those things way sooner in my life.
That's so good, because I think that, self-doubt, that is, I think, I don't know anyone that hasn't experienced the doubt, I mean, that may even go back to, childhood, or we still go through that. I think most of us still have those moments where, the doubt are creeping in, and we have to, be willing to say, you know what, I'm not going to allow that negative self-talk and redirect it to make it positive and believe in ourselves. So that's huge. And the good thing about the fact that with the challenges is, with any kind of challenge, it's a lesson that, you can overcome. And, with you being a coach and a business owner, it doesn't mean that we still don't get those doubts, but we know how, when they come in, to deal with them, so that we're not staying and not moving because of, the doubts, and not doing the things that, we truly want to do, be and have in our life. So that's really huge and really key. So what is one thing that you wish you would have known when you started your business?
I wish I would have realized that I probably should have gotten a coach a lot faster. Because I feel like I would have been so much further along in my journey if I would not have been trying to do everything myself. And I'm very big on, like, teaching myself how to do things, but there is a limit, not necessarily a limit, but there is, at a certain point, you have to realize that you need to reach out and get help. And I wish I would have done that way sooner.
Absolutely. I have to even, same here, definitely. You don't realize when you're, of course, when you look back on it, it's like, you know what, why? I could have saved myself so much time, energy, so much blood, sweat, and tears if I only had but oh my goodness, when I say that, coaches, and we're not just saying this because we are coaches. I think that it is so much value in having someone that can help you, someone that can give you advice, someone that's in your corner to support you when you are feeling like overwhelmed and, often burnout as an entrepreneur, because you're trying to do everything yourself. And I know we have worn these hats, and most of us still do wear these hats, but there's a way to wear the hat so that it doesn't burn you out. And I truly believe it's through having that coach, having that team that's going to help you, so you don't have to do it all by yourself. And I think it's so good, too, to hear you say that, you are very much a self-learner and like to be hands-on, because I am the same way. So I definitely understand. I understand that completely. Absolutely. So today's empowerment quote, was, your greatest risk is in thinking too small. Think big. Life is too short to think small. The author is unknown. Could you share what this means to you.
Yes. So we have no idea how long we're going to be on this earth. And one of the biggest fears that I had was I did not want to grow old in age, be on, my deathbed, wishing how different things would have been if I didn't go after what it is that I wanted. I feel like there's so many people that are regretful because they didn't live the life that they wanted, because they chickened out, they didn't go after their goals, their dreams, they listened to other people, and you are going to, if you ever try to go off of what that path is supposed to be, you're always going to get individuals that tell you that what you're trying to do is not the right thing. And they tell you this because either one, they don't think that they can do it themselves, so they tell you that you shouldn't do it, or maybe it's your loved ones and they just don't want to see you fail. So they're going to try to talk you out of it. They're going to try to get you to submit to living that mediocre life, doing mediocre things, instead of you going out there, embracing that dopeness that is inside of you, and, going out there and taking risks and living the life that you want. And I did not want to be on old in age, looking back, wishing, what if I would have just gone after it? That was one of my biggest fears. So life is too short to just play it safe all the time. You have to take some risks so you can actually live. That is what life is about. Living, taking those risks. Who wants to go through life being so boring?
Absolutely. That's really good. I know there is a saying that we say within one of my businesses that I am actually a part of, that we say we hustle for our first name, but we build it for our last name. And so it's so important to take that risk, and don't allow that people's negative talk, or people to talk you out of your dream, and talk you out of doing or having what you want in life. So absolutely, that's so good. So we of course have talked about a little bit as far as the crisis, and I've of course shared that we're very much still in this COVID-19 crisis, and we've all been impacted in some kind of way. Could you share how you have been impacted, and perhaps how your businesses have been impacted from the COVID-19 crisis?
Mm-hmm. So I do have a travel business, so that was completely stopped. I had so many clients who had vacations planned for this summer, and everybody had to cancel. I was supposed to have the Ultimate Mom Vacay experience for a Moms That Boss community, which was going to be a 5-day cruise to Bermuda, and it was going to have workshops and things like that, and that obviously had to be canceled. My family cruise had to be canceled. So all of that income that I was supposed to have come in was completely just wiped out because everyone had to cancel their trips. And this is why it's important to make sure you don't have all your eggs in one basket, because although my income was completely wiped out from that, or the income that I was supposed to have coming in, I still have my Happily Naturally Me business. That's natural skincare products. People need soap. They needed hand sanitizer. You still need to be able to moisturize your skin. So I still had that business. And because so many people needed soap, because so many people needed hand sanitizer, I didn't even make hand sanitizer before COVID. It was something that I had thought about making, but I never started making it until COVID happened. And then I was like, Okay, my business coach said, you need to be putting out hand sanitizer like yesterday. I was like, okay, all right. So again, all of my products are natural products. So I started playing around with the ingredients, kept trying until I got a formula that I really liked, and then I put the product out. So my skincare line was still able to do well while this whole entire pandemic is going on. My son is now home from school. Like everybody's kids had online school. Me having my own schedule, me working for myself, that really didn't affect me. If I was still at my job, I would have literally been still panicking because I wouldn't have been able to give him the time that devote the time that he needed for me to help him with his schoolwork. I mean, he's very self-sufficient. He hardly needs my help with things. But if I was working from home with my regular job, because I still would have had to stick to that schedule, that work schedule, I would not have been able to be the mother that I needed to be for him while he was at home. And I'm a single mom. So I would have basically been neglecting him. And I know what that is like because when we had snow days and the office was closed, we were still working from home. He'd want to go out and play in the snow. I couldn't go out and play in the snow with him because Mommy was working. Like, I hated having to tell him, we can't do this because Mommy is working. I didn't have to do that. Like, summer camps are closed right now. In Pennsylvania, I'm not really sure if all of Pennsylvania is still practically closed, but in the Philadelphia area, we're still in the yellow. We haven't even made it to the green yet. Summer camps are not open. There's a lot of parents trying to figure out still, what are they doing with their kids? I don't have that problem. Yesterday, we went to the driving range to play golf at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I would have never been able to do that. I would have had him in camp because I was working. Granted, I still wanted to put him in camp this summer because he likes camp. But I have the flexibility that I need to be a mom. So that has been pretty much my life through COVID. Like, I've been able to spend more time with my son and not be stressed out over my job and still run my businesses, even though one is kind of a little halted right now. But
that's so good, though, because, I don't know a mother out there that is, working a 9-to-5 or, has their own business or businesses that don't want to be able to spend more time. And for you to be able to create that the life, for you and your son, I think that's absolutely amazing. And the fact that you mentioned that you're a single mom, again, that is such a huge inspiration to those that are listening, single moms, that it can happen. You can definitely do it because it's already, you have proven that it's been done and you're doing it now, to create that space for you and your son and to be able to, have your schedule. You own your schedule, you don't have to worry about things being, being put on your schedule and having to be here or be there because you control that. So you created that space, and I think that's absolutely amazing. So what is one piece of advice that you would give as the listeners today on how they can empower their own growth and success journey?
Constantly read. You should never, if you're out of college, you're not taking any classes right now, do not think that is the end. You should constantly be educating yourself. I don't care if you're reading self-help books, you have a thing for math, so you're reading math books, whatever it is, you should constantly be expanding your knowledge, and especially if you are running a business, you have to make sure that you are being an expert in your industry, staying up on trends. You have to make sure that you are that go-to person, establishing yourself as an expert. And the only way that you're going to do that is making sure that you are constantly making sure that you are learning. So be a forever student.
That's so good. That's so good. So please share with the listeners anything that you have coming up on the horizon, any big plans for your business now or in the future.
So right now, like I mentioned, I did have the Ultimate Mom Daycare experience that was supposed to sail June 20th, so that was in a couple of days. But that is definitely something that is going to be rescheduled. I don't know exactly when it's going to be rescheduled because of the pandemic and everything that's going on. I want to make sure that everyone feels as though that it is, they're comfortable traveling. So I definitely would encourage everyone to make sure that you're staying connected with me. So when that does happen, you are aware, because it's going to be absolutely amazing. There's going to be speakers. There's going to be classes. And, of course, if you run a business, it's a complete tax write-off because you can write it off as training for your business, guys. So learn how to write off your lifestyle. But I definitely would like for all of my moms to come out and join me for that. So if you don't already follow me on social media, make sure that you're doing that, because when I do have it rescheduled, I am going to most likely announce it on my social media first, and you can find me on Instagram as well as Facebook, and I just also created a TikTok. But at Lanisha Holland. So my TikTok is actually underneath my skincare line at Happily Naturally Me, but everything else you can follow me under at Lanisha Holland. And then, of course, there are always, new skincare products coming out for my Happily Naturally Me line, so make sure that you are checking into that. And then for anyone who is really thinking about taking the plunge or just want to, finally get that business started, I really do encourage you to connect with me. And you can always get on my calendar and schedule a time to talk, and we can, figure out what your next steps are based off of where you are in your journey. At LanishaHolland.com, just click on my calendar and select the Side Hustle Bootcamp. You can also find that link in my Instagram link bio, so you can click on that and just click on Side Hustle Bootcamp, and it'll take you right to my calendar. But schedule a time and talk to me. I'm always open to helping people. I give advice all the time, free advice, so the consultation is completely free. So come and chat. Don't be afraid.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It has truly been an honor and a pleasure to have you as a guest on this show. You, you have shared your amazing story, journey, and some amazing tips, throughout the whole entire show. I truly hope that the listeners have their notebook and pen out, because you have definitely shared some really amazing tips and nuggets and wisdom. So I just want to just take the time and say thank you so much for actually, coming on the show and sharing your story and journey. I definitely, it's been amazing.
And I want to say thank you to you for even allowing me to be on your platform and be able to, speak and share my story. And my goal is to, even if it's just one person, I really just want to inspire someone to, or as many people as I can, to just believe in themselves. Bet on you. You can do this. You just got to believe in yourself enough to go after it and put action behind it.
That's right. That's right. Yes. The action, believe in yourself. Please listen, because that is so important. So I thank you, and I wish you much success and blessings as you continue on your journey.
All right. Thank you so very much.
You're so welcome. So, listeners, thank you for tuning in to tonight's show with our special guest, Lanisha Holland. Lanisha shared her amazing story and journey to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success. If you are interested in being a guest on the show, starting your own radio show, or low-cost advertising, highlighting your book, business, or event, please email envisionedb@empoweronpurpose.com. Please tune in next week where you will hear an amazing story and journey from another leader, influencer, and motivator. Until next time, be blessed.
Thank you for listening to the EmPower Hour with Jaresha, where Jaresha speaks with leaders, influencers, and motivators who share their journeys in personal and professional growth, empowerment tips, lessons learned, and keys of success that will empower you to be your best self. Follow Jaresha on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Jaresha Moore, and visit EmPowerOnPurpose.com. And remember to be intentional and be empowered, and have a great day on purpose.